All right, Taurus, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for September 14th through the 20th. My name is Athen. So that solar eclipse last weekend took place in your fourth house of home and family roots and your anchoring points in life, which is often home and family, but it is, of course, so much more, the emotional body as well. So whatever these new beginnings are for you personally, it might just be a new idea, it might be some new, literally, things in your external environment, but it's going to be unfolding now for the next 6 months. And this week, some of you might be noticing those energies starting to move forward. Now, we do have some important aspects this week. Jupiter opposes up to Neptune, which actually started its orb, 1-degree orb, right after that solar eclipse. So I think that's going to be important. Mercury sextiling Venus the first half of the week. Mercury going retrograde this week on Thursday, and then Saturn sextiling up to the North Node. So let's go and look at what this Jupiter opposite is. This is the most profound, of course. Your ruler Venus is your personal ruler, so we'll look at that sextile up to Mercury. But here, Jupiter naturally does rule your guys' groups, friends, community-related things, your ideals, your visions for the future, and how you get deep in your relationships or how you communicate deeply. So all of that stuff is being opposed up to Neptune this week. So it's very important here that anything that is relating to, group-related things or projects, you might be having some visions in regards to that or some ideals you might want to actualize, and that's fantastic. Just stay nice and grounded with it. And, I always say that because Neptune is, in any opposition, tends to bring out the unbalanced energies of it. So careful not to overly fantasize about it, to go into it so that it becomes unachievable or, too much into that, fantasy realm. And see how you can really apply it. How can you really ground these ideas about those things, or maybe ideas about, getting deeper, getting more real, more raw in your self-expression or in your relationships, things like that. And what you'll find is that having that balancing point, you can ground these visions, you can make them into a reality. And they might be in the arena of your work, because it's in that 10th house. So all of these visions you have had about your work can certainly be implemented as we go forward in this solar eclipse energy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the other aspects. This first part of the week, Mercury does sextile up to your ruler. So you guys should be feeling quite communicative, probably quite lively in terms of the mental sphere of things, maybe even social in regards to that. Your ruler, Venus, went direct last week, so now you guys are probably feeling like much more extroverted, like a little bit more of the outward sort of energy. Now do keep in mind that the energy levels are still low right now. Mars is at the bottom of the chart. He prefers to be at the bottom, so your motivations, your just overall energy and motivation might be on the low in terms of this whole 2.5-year cycle of Mars. But with that being said, it's less on the introverted area, more on the external environment. And you'll probably notice that continuing this week as Venus gains that steam and momentum. And especially sextiling up to Mercury, that can be quite nice for that self-expression. Maybe even the financial stuff on a minor level. And then, maybe even creative projects or anything like that could be an opening here for you to work on this week. So that is all going to shift, though. Mercury does go retrograde. So these creative projects, the financial stuff or material stuff is going to go through this reflection, redoing, restructuring. How can you restructure those areas of your life now for the next few weeks with Mercury retrograde? And that's the best time to do that. Oftentimes people talk about Mercury retrograde in terms of not doing things and avoiding things, but you really want to apply it. You really want to see where you can restructure those areas of your life. Again, how you express yourself. Is there passion? Is there fun in what you're doing? In the financial and the material side of things. And when you're open to restructuring, then you can actually accomplish quite a bit in the sense that you're redoing it, getting rid of the old garbage, the old unnecessary things, and you're actually learning a tremendous amount about those particular areas. So that's going to be that Mercury retrograde. And then Thursdays, you can see, is kind of this pivotal time. And then we have Saturn sextiling up to the North Node. So this is nice energy for the life path, which for the past 2 years, it has been about self-expression. It has been about you creating things, whether it's a small business. For some of you, it might be creative projects or children in your life or a new romance or something like that. And so here's some nice energy for that fifth house stuff while it is in reflection. And the sun does go into that fifth house too. So you guys should be feeling quite lively in terms of the passions and romance and self-expression, at least comparatively speaking, with now the sun going into that 5th house of yours. But again, the energies are a little bit low. The strongest high point, I think, is going to be grounding these visions and ideals relating to group community stuff or anything involving the deeper aspects of life at your work, maybe so that your work is more enjoyable to you. And I'm grounding that with all these new beginnings that are shaping up for you in regards to your home and family over the next 6 months. So Taurus, have a good week. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more information on Sidereal Astrology, if you're new to this forum, do check the description down below, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.